You sneaky. You're running as an outsider.
I am an outsider.
Is this true? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Come on. Come on. Really?
Do you smoke crack cocaine?
Exactly.
Let's give the people what they came for.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada?
There will always be a Canada.
All right, elbows up.
Elbows up.
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here! Get them out of here! Get the hell out of here!
Enough with the woke shit!
So the answer to that is to stop being stupid.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Get your special sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
Is the federal government stealing from us? Are they sabotaging our industry? Are they taking us down the path to communism? Are they censoring us? Are they stealing our guns from us? Come on, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unhinged Fringe here Wednesday nights on the channel. It's good to see you all. I hope you're all having a lovely week. We have a lot to unpack tonight. Carney has literally destroyed Canada, and we're going to... I don't even know how to get the intro going any further than that. We just got a lot to get into. You guys, look at you all in the chat ready to go. Hit that like button if you haven't already. If you're late to the party, if you don't know about our tier system, we talked about it on Monday. If we get 1,000 likes by the 1 hour mark of the stream, we're giving away a t-shirt tonight. If we get 1,000 likes during the stream at any point, past the 1 hour mark, we are giving away a hat tonight to one lucky viewer. And if we hit over $500 in support in the super chats, whether that's memberships, super chats, etc., we're giving away a hoodie tonight. And it's going to be those rules for every single show. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. I hope you guys are looking forward to all the stuff we're going to be giving away on this channel. I want to give away stuff to our community. Hit the like button, folks. You want free stuff. Let's get it moving. Wouldn't be a Wednesday show if I didn't bring in my hetero life mate, Matt. Welcome back. Good to see you, brother. How are you?
Are you not infotained?
We're not infotained. In fact, it's I guess it's only been a couple days. We had you in here on Monday.
Every time we're like, hey, Canada's screwed. It can't get any worse. Can it? It gets worse.
It gets worse. And everybody's always like, Derek, he's always saying it's over. It's done. Canada's finished. Guys, as soon as I think, what is it like they said in Goodfellas? As soon as I'm out, they pull me back in. I think that we're finally past the worst of it. Nope. We're just hitting the tip of the iceberg. We have a lot to get through.
If they want us to stop talking about how much everything sucks, maybe they should stop sucking for like 5 minutes. Please.
Well, that's impossible. In fact, one of our viewers brought it up today. You know, the more the U.S. wins, the better Mark Carney and Brookfield do, because, of course, Brookfield's in the United States. How many pipelines does Brookfield own in the United States? They own quite a few. We're going to get into all of that tonight, folks. All of it. There it is. Stop sucking. That's what she said. Never.
Hey, bud, guys, turn down the suck, eh?
Turn down the suck, eh? Hey, take off, you hoser. Guys, let me know where you're at in the chat. Let's do a roll call, shall we? Look at all 500 of you piled in here. Let's get a roll call. Let me know where you're watching in the chat. Look at this. We got Laura coming in from Tabor. Jeff is coming in from Spruce Grove. Here we go. Derek, that's why he moved it to New York. Absolutely, it is. It is. Welcome in. Keith Brown, liberals are idiots. Water's also wet. We got Mike Jate coming in. Greetings from the Soviet Union to Washington State. Great to have you in. Hockey Fans is coming in from Calgary. Alberta Vibes in from Calgary. We've got... John joining us from Rimby, Ann Yazinski's coming in from Edmonton once again. David Brewer, I couldn't do a show without him. Here he is from Springfield, Missouri. Good to have him into the show. Monica's here with Halifax, Nova Scotia. JD's in from Westlock County. Lynn coming in from Soggy, Calgary. That's okay. That's okay. Guy Hodgins tuning in from Medicine Hat. Welcome in. Carol and Gerald are joining us from Calgary. Kelly's coming in from Rimbey as well. Derek Meixner, I hope I'm pronouncing that properly, coming in from Carson City, Nevada. We love, I love our American viewers. You guys are wonderful. I do the Trump and some of the people, they don't like me very much. They don't like me doing it, but you guys, my American viewers, you guys are the best. Believe me. Damien coming in Smoky Lake County as always. Good to have you.
Smoky for sure these days.
It is these days. Yep, it's Ashley. He's coming in from Lethbridge. Pete Ludwig's joining us. Welcome in. Mystic Meow's coming in from Calgary. Mystical still on the roof. It's okay. Get an umbrella. Get an umbrella. It's a little wet today. Political Italians coming in from Florida. Welcome in. We got Dilligraph Brothers Contracting. Carney did not ruin Canada. Canada was well effed long before Trudeau. Yeah.
Not this much.
They cranked it up to 11 though. And we're going to talk about that. We won't talk about it. Look, Charlie coming in.
Look, it goes to 11.
It goes to 11, sir. He cranks the knob. He cranked the knob to 11, sir. Charlie Free, Alberta, coming in from Lethbridge. Miss Titan fan Carrie coming in from Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome in. Peyton's in from Grand Prairie. Juan Valdez. I always feel like they're harvesting coffee beans with that name. Juan Valdez. I don't know why. Maybe because, Juan Valdez. Monica and Jerry coming in from Calgary. Welcome in. Lori say, hey, could you do us a favor? Could you do us a favor? Could you do a little bit more Trump for us, please? We like it. We want it to stick around. Bigly. We like it bigly. We want it sticking around. Don't worry. I got you covered.
Derek does the good Trump, and I'm just, I'm kind of retarded.
Listen, I'm kind of retarded. Roddy coming in from Newfoundland. Big Cat's coming in from Humboldt, Saskatchewan. Humboldt strong. We got Chris coming in from New Brunswick. Welcome in. What do we got? Who else do we got? We got Delphine in Fort Mac. We got Mike in Oklahoma. John's coming in from Rimbey. Rhonda's joining us from Spruce Grove. Shout out to Rhonda. I always run into her when I'm out and around.
So many people from Spruce Grove.
They love us here. Harley's and Whiskey coming in from Airdrie. You know what? I ran into some of our lovely viewers in Spruce Grove, and I got slapped when I walked past them. They're like, Derek, big old slap. And they said, how often do you get slapped? I said, more than you think.
And that's just from Mrs. Fringe.
But much like when I ran into these people, you got to buy our dinner first. Tony Shaw Hoodie Guy coming in from Independent Calgary. Welcome in. Mr. The Dog Gaming coming in from Nampa, Idaho. There you go. And we got Arkansas Rebel coming in from Michigan. No, he's coming in from Northeast Kansas, Arkansas. Good to have you in here. We got Phoebe coming in from Innisfail. Thomas is coming in from Minnesota from one of the Leering centers.
Somalia.
George is joining us from Germany.
Excellent.
He's coming in from Deutschland. We love it. I love it. Harold coming in from Wisconsin. Neithu Reitzlev. Igor's wonderful wife joining us from Calgary. We've got a plumbing guy for you coming in from London, and Ron is in from Calgary. Guys, I got to get caught up in the chat. We have too much to get on tonight. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. First, I got to get this out of the way. Panini gifting 10 unacceptable Fringe members
to
the Patriots Club. Very generous of you, Panini. Thank you so much for the generous gift of membership to our community. Guys, I hope you enjoy your membership.
Join the club, everybody.
Join the club. It's crazy. You guys are crazy. Let's get it going. It's weird because you were just here 2 days ago, Matt. Of course, all three of us were on a panel on Monday. And we were talking after the show. A lot of people like that. If you guys want all three of us to do a show on Monday and Wednesdays, if you want me, Mike, and Matt every Monday and Wednesday, throw a 1 in the chat. Throw a 1 in the chat. And if you guys demand it, we'll maybe do all three of us Mondays and Wednesdays here on the channel.
You have to let me do this one. Where is he? Where's Lee?
Swear to Lee.
See, when you do it, you sound like the Lego Batman. I'm doing the Dark Knight Batman.
First time. There we go. Oh, look at all those ones. I guess it's official. We'll have to get in touch with Mike. Everybody wants Mike in here. Everybody wants to be like Mike. I love seeing that. I got to be honest. It's wonderful. It's wonderful when you come into the stream and you see everybody wanting Mike. Look, there's a number 2 in there from Lori. She doesn't like him.
What?
She doesn't like him very much. She doesn't want Mike to come in. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get past it.
It's because of his
you
buddy
guys.
Lee.
No, we want Lee.
That would be hilarious. Monday, Mike comes in as himself. Wednesdays, Mike comes in dressed as Lee.
That'd be great. Alas, we have a show to do tonight, guys. Look at Carson's even in here. Carson El Gringo Grande. It's great to see him in here. Let's get right down to the skinny of everything, folks. We had a video out this morning. Thank you to everybody, by the way, who watched that. It was good to see us get out of that little bit of a rut when it came to YouTube.
You know, that seems to happen. Like when you call them out on X and yell at them, it like your video goes back to being like okay on views for a little bit, and then it goes back to crap.
That was the problem yesterday, and I noticed that like when you go to YouTube support, it's always a bot. You're talking to an AI bot, and you say, "What's wrong with my channel? What's going on?" And they'll say, "Oh, everything's fine, everything's good, everything's grand." You say, "I want to talk to a human," and it says, "I am human," but then it types like 6 paragraphs within like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
and you're like, "Look, no human types that fast. You're obviously AI." The only way to really get a hold of anybody at YouTube support, I find, is going on X and adding Team YouTube, and they usually reach out. Somebody, one of the liaisons, reaches out. We did that yesterday. We said, "Hey, what's going on with the channel here?" We had a video rollout with 800 views in like almost an hour, and I said, "This is pathetic." Like we've never
160,000 subscribers.
Look, as mad as people get at me for titles and everything else, we have never had a video go that low. And I said something's wrong here. And wouldn't you know? As soon as you call them out the next day, things go back to normal. Nobody got a hold of me, but things went back to normal. Surprising, very surprising. Let's talk about what's happening in Canada. Let's talk about it. Yeah, I know YouTube's changed their rules on things. I don't think they're taking 45%. I haven't seen anything about 45%. I saw that you need double the hours now to get monetized. You have to get 8,000 watch hours to get monetized. I saw something about that. I'll look deeper into it. I don't know enough about it yet. Look, it's just the way it is, folks. We got to make sure it's working properly around here. We got to make sure everything's going well.
Apparently X is messing with their monetization and their algorithm too.
Oh, they're all doing it. Let's get into what's happening with the tariffs. Look, I got to be honest. The tariff deadline is 1 week away. Canada, they still have no deal. There's no deal going around, okay? More than 1/3 of the affected exporters say they could lose at least half their revenue. Businesses are already cutting spending and delaying. Hiring is uncertainly drags on. Canadian workers and businesses need certainty. Mark Carney, he needs to put aside his dislike of the United States and get a deal done. It's not happening. It's not happening. Here you can see shill prostitute media, global news. Trump tariffs could see Canadian exporters lose half their revenue, says survey. Well, we all know how well those surveys work. That was earlier today.
67% of all surveys and statistics can be made to find whatever they're looking for 87% of the time.
And 100% of the time, it works every time.
Exactly.
Or 87% of the time, it works every time. So this is where we started. Today. No. Don't blame Trump. This isn't Trump. If you're going to blame anybody, get ready, because now it's full-on proof. Grumpy Albertan, $2. Hello from Vulcan. Live long and prosper. I enjoy the three of you being on. Well, I think you'll get that. I think you'll get it. So this is where we started today. This is where things were going. And wouldn't you know? Nope, not the pleb. Here's Mark Nixon breaking. The U.S. has put a trade deal on the table with several concessions Pierre Poilievre has been crystal clear Canada should offer. And the Liberals still aren't happy. At this point, Trump isn't the only obstacle. The Liberals are. With a conservative government, Canada would have already had a deal. So the Liberals have turned down the deal. They've turned down the deal. We talked about it last week, how we were going to make rearrangements on dairy. We were going to fix supply management. We were going to start contributing more to military and NATO targets. Essentially, Mark Carney bent over. Here's the rub, folks. Mark Carney bends over and says, here's the deal. And then the United States says, okay, you know what, Mark Carney, we'll do a little bit of a deal with you. Here's what we're going to do. And they put their deal on the table. And then Mark Carney goes, psych, we're not taking a deal. And they run back to Canada and say, it's all Donald Trump's fault. Because we can't have a successful government unless we have a scapegoat to blame. The El Bozos can't make a deal with Trump, even if it works for Canada, because it means they lose their steam. It means they have their bad guy erased. They have nobody left to blame.
And Mark Carney has no personal interest and reason to make a deal because all of his money is in the U.S. None of this affects him.
Oh,
none of this affects him.
Surprise. What do they call that in Canada? What do they call it? Oh, yeah, conflict of interest. I have a blind trust, so that makes it okay. I have a blind trust, okay. I can make deals. I can make deals for Canada, okay, but only for my company.
Why does Mark Carney sound like Mr. Garrison?
He does not sound like Mr. Garrison.
Well, we have some things that the El Bozos and the Liberals don't like. They're called numbers and they're called facts.
Oh, numbers.
Canada
people that don't like facts.
Canada sends roughly 75% of its merchandise exports to the United States. Okay, the U.S. sends only about 16% of its good exports up here to Canada. The asymmetry is the entire ballgame. When your customer depends on you for 16% and you depend on that customer for 75% of yours, you do not have equal leverage. So this whole idea that we're going to go toe-to-toe, I mean, we've said it on the show a million times, and here's Wealth Moves. You can wave flags, you can boycott bourbon, you can yell elbows up, but eventually the slogans collide with arithmetic, and the arithmetic doesn't care about your feelings. The only question is, how much economic damage can we absorb, or do we absorb, before everyone admits the spreadsheet was right?
Yeah. Derek nails it here. The U.S. was our largest trading partner.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, they're trying to fight a guy with a giant machete with a little tiny 3-inch stick. Like, you're not going to win this fight. You can know that you're not going to win this fight before you even start picking it, because you know you don't have the leverage. You don't have the numbers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you a little bit about Mark Carney. He's kind of retarded. Okay. He's not actually. He's not, because he knows exactly what he's doing. So again, for the El Bozos, for all the people who are still, retarded. Well, yes. And what he's doing is feeding them their retard soup by running around going, oh, look, we're trying to talk a deal. We're talking bad deals. Okay. Deals are bad. But they go to the United States and they talk to Trump and they make it look like they want to get a deal. And Dominic LeBlanc's there charging his corporate account and saying, oh, here we go, guys. We're going to get a deal. And then the United States says, okay, here's your deal. And they go, oh, no, we don't want it. We don't like it. And they say, well, I thought you wanted to talk about the things that you were going to concede to. And they go, nope, no. Like it even says here, Pierre Poilievre has been crystal clear. Canada should offer everything that was put out in this deal. And the Liberals go, nope, so that they can come back. And what they'll do when they come back, and Mark Carney comes back from his lovely vacation in Italy, which is on our dime, by the way, he'll come back and say, well, we tried to get a deal, but, President Trump, he doesn't want to work with us. It's all his fault. And then you'll have all the El Bozos saying, well, you mean my groceries are going to get more expensive? My gasoline's going to cost more? Housing is going to be more expensive? Oh, geez. Well, that's not Mark Carney's fault. He's got MOUs. He's got all these wonderful things going on in the country. It's not his fault. It's Donald Trump's fault.
How much luxury lasagna did you think Mark Carney and his cabinet ate while they were in Italy?
They can shove it up their ass. I really don't care.
Well, I mean, they're billing us for it is the issue. They're probably having gold flake lasagna.
No. They're eating basic meals, and what they're billing us for is 7 times, 8 times, 100 times the amount, so they can pocket the money.
Where's the money?
That's what all this is.
Where does it go?
Oh, It's somewhere over in Europe. Not Italy. I'm thinking like a laundromat.
Ukraine.
Oh, that's it. Thank you. Ukraine. It goes to Ukraine to be laundered and handed out to their government and to Mark Carney and all their buddies and Chrystia Freeland. Elbows up, everybody.
Elbows. Would we like to talk about Brookfield and their numbers? I think you talked about it today on the video, but we should talk about it live.
Oh, please. I've got to get some supers out of the way, because look at our wonderful community. Javelin with a $2. Love you, Fringe. So angry with Carney. I don't blame you. Put a poll in the chat, Lego Backman or Dark Knight. We're not putting polls in right now. We don't have time, but I appreciate the $2 alley. Rick with a $2. Thank you so much. Pete gifting 1 unacceptable Fringe membership to the Patriots Club. Thank you so much. Kevin with a $2. Mark Carney wants liberals to blindly trust him. They do.
They do.
They do. Nilok, $5. Carney has Carney left to avoid the blowback of BC giving away 24 million acres of land to the natives. We're gonna, boy, are we gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about blood guilt tonight, guys. We're gonna talk about everything.
I feel like once I start bringing in the stats on that, Derek's gonna rant.
Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Canada, it's kind of retarded. Okay, let's go.
So an unimaginable amount of money. Liberals have given Brookfield, he says 900 billion here, but at the bottom it's 900 million. 900 million worth of contracts since 2015. And now Canada has a Brookfield PM. How is this even allowed to happen? So so we did bring this up before. I've seen this. But just for those of us who weren't here and for a refresher, 2015 to 2025 Canadian financial data, individual files for all payments by year, purpose, ministry, recipient, then merge them into one file and merge them into single sums. From 2015 to 2025, Brookfield companies received $900 million from Canada. I don't even know what any of these do. Their names are so generic, but it could be anything. Brookfield Global Integrated got 322 mil. Brookfield Global Integrated, something in French, another 2.7. Brookfield Global Integrated Solutions, and then there's like 4 different versions of integrated solutions. Global Brookfield Relocation Services. Were they relocating themselves and all their profits? Brookfield Johnson Controls Canada, blah, 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 blah. Brookfield. 900 million since 2015 of our tax money to the current prime minister and the master of our former prime minister into his wallet, into his bank account. Are we having fun yet?
Elbows up. Elbows up, ladies and gents.
It boggles my mind how obvious it is. And like that data is not hidden. It's not somewhere secret where you can't find it. It's everywhere for anybody to see. So I don't understand where the El Bozos can't find it and they're still believing in it, and they can't see what's right in front of their faces.
It's not even a matter, but this is where, okay, so what we're talking about here is, and I have to be careful because we can't use the B word. When you look at the typical demographic that we're out with the cringe knocking on doors videos and and like when we look at the Forever Canadians and we look at everything, again, it's demographics, folks, and it's people that, again, when it comes to Canada, when it comes to why are you putting up with this, these are people who are not affected by what Mark Carney is doing. We're talking about, seniors that have their mortgages paid for, that bought houses 20, 30, 40 years ago or more, where those houses have appreciated, 400%, 600%, 1,000%, depending on when they bought them. And what they're doing, and I talked about this in today's video, if you go down the road and you see people, even in their late 40s, early 50s, wherever, driving $80,000 pickup trucks, the jacked up trucks, they're not financing those trucks. They're not. The reason they're driving those, the reason that they're smiling on their way to work and they don't care about the cost of gas at the pump, they're putting it on a home equity line of credit. They've been doing it for ages, especially in Alberta. A lot of the engineers, a lot of the oil and gas workers, that's how they roll. They throw it on their home equity lines of credits because they go, well, I don't have to pay it back. I don't have to do anything. I can have low payments, low interest, prime rates. And I don't really have to do anything until I sell my home or die. And then it just gets doled out by whatever equity is left. The problem with this, folks, is it's all going to roll in. See the boomers, all these guys who put their elbows up for Mark Carney? They're going to feel the pinch if they've been living on home equity lines of credit when the housing market collapses as a result of Mark Carney failing to get a deal with the United States. When everything comes crashing down and you see delinquencies in housing and you see people foreclosing on mortgages because they can't afford $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month, whatever it is they're paying to live in their houses, they're going to get foreclosures. They're going to be living in their cars in tents. And all of a sudden you're going to have this massive influx of housing available on the market and the prices are going to plummet. They're going to plummet. And you're going to see people out in the streets going, oh, I had all this equity and now I owe all this money to the bank and I have negative equity in my house. What do I do now? Now you put your elbows up and tell us This is what we get for voting for Mark Carney. This is what we get for pretending that the problem didn't exist because it didn't affect us.
People don't pay attention to history. You can literally see this from 2008, and the housing market crashed. Everybody lost their shirts. Cities just tanked, and houses, you could buy houses for like $3, for $5. I mean, they were dilapidated or whatever, but I mean, people lived in those houses, and then the market crashed, and then they were homeless because they defaulted.
It's if you've ever seen the scheme that went on in the 1980s in Canada, and I know my father was one of the people who had to do it, with the interest rates the way they were, people were leaving their houses overnight. They lost everything. My father had to sell his house for $1. And people say, well, how do you sell a house for $1? If you don't know how that scheme worked, what essentially happened was there were real estate guys going around, your mortgage payment can stay the same as it always was, right? If you were paying $600 a month in 1985 or 1981, whatever it was for your mortgage, and the interest rates made it go up to like $2,000, $2,500 a month, which in the 1980s was astronomically high, they would say, no, we'll sell us the house for $1. You can continue living in it. It's now our investment, and you can keep paying your mortgage the way it is. What they didn't tell you was they were buying the houses for $1. They were buying 150 houses a day for $1, and they were collecting rent from these people and just allowing the banks to foreclose on the mortgages. So they'd get 6, 7, 8 months out of delinquency from these people, and the banks would show up one day and just say, oh, you can't get back in the house, it's ours now. And they'd say, oh, I sold my house to this guy for $1. Well, it doesn't matter. The mortgage is in arrears. Doors are locked. You're not getting in. So these guys, if they're buying 100, 150 houses a day and they're all getting 4, 5, 6, 700 a month in rent from people, they're massively building up a mountain of money.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Ponzi scheme. It was all a Ponzi scheme to take advantage of what happened then. You're going to see people, and it won't happen again because of CMHC now and Genworth, other insurance agencies that insure mortgages. But what happens when the insurance companies can't pay for the mortgages that have been defaulted on? What happens to the economy when you have too much supply and little demand? All those people that were living on home equity lines of credit are going to be screwed, and they're going to feel the pinch then. The Brantford boomer, all his friends, they're all going to feel the pinch, and they're going to realize, oh shit, I guess we shouldn't have listened to Mark Carney. And you know what's really stupid about the whole thing, folks, that I just spent 10 minutes yammering on about? Who do you think they're going to blame when all that happens? Think they're going to blame Mark Carney? No.
It'll be all your fault, Derek.
If Donald Trump would have got a deal with us, and if Donald Trump would have this, that, and the other thing, it's all President Trump's fault. This is the problem with Canada. The people that are in control of who runs the country are stupid. They're so stupid, and they refuse to ever question their leaders. They refuse to ever criticize those who are in charge. They have some kind of blind loyalty to the CBC and to whoever runs the country to just do whatever they like. And it doesn't matter how bad it gets, they never blame them. They never blame them. They just turn around and say, well, it's all Donald Trump's fault, or it's all Stephen Harper's fault, even though he's been gone for 12 years. It's like they always find a scapegoat. Here's the grumpy Albertan with a $5. Liberals are literally using the Democratic playbook. Blame Trump while saying everything is better than it has ever been. Literally, build back better.
And
nothing's built, nothing's back, nothing's better.
In the middle of our economic awfulness, Mark Carney's like, life has never been more affordable for Canadians. Like, are you kidding me?
In what was it, in 2 decades? Yeah. Alberta Gamer, $2 super. If you were born in Canada, you're a native here. Yeah, but unless you're a dirty colonizer, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Sean with a $5. Can we reverse the decision in BC if we elect Conservatives in BC and federally, or is BC screwed? I really don't know, because I don't know the legalities of what they're doing. I don't know how they're cementing everything in contracts. I hope not. I hope BC is okay. Rick with a $2. I lived in Alberta. Well, you should still live in Alberta unless you move to the States. Kevin with a $10. If the British took the land in BC from First Nations illegally and no rule over it, then the treaty that the British signed in the USA, where USA quit its claim to BC, is null and void. So it's USA. Again, I don't know the legalities of what they're doing or where certain lines get crossed. We're going to have to watch and wait while all that unfolds.
It's madness.
Crazy situation. It is madness. It's not Sparta. That's for sure.
Are we rolling into that now? Are we ready?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right.
Let's get into it.
I'll read it out and you can scream at everybody.
Everybody just assumes I'm going to rant.
All right, new documents.
Where's your rant, Fringe? Where you gonna rant so we can put clips of you all over the internet and piss and moan and whine about what you do online on YouTube?
The art of the rant. You started
the rant. I am working on that book, folks. I hope you guys enjoy it when it comes out.
British Columbia is fully surrendering its lands. The BC government is now negotiating the transfer of 24 million acres of British Columbia land to First Nations, an area larger than Portugal, including 2 parcels of land in downtown Victoria, that'll go over well, worth 24.8 million, and the Hatley Castle, which is very depressing. It's absolute insanity. Source BC government public accounts. So if you look at this map, the Hatley chunk of Hatley Park, I can't even pronounce that, New Songhees, Enterprise Wharf, like all over the place. Bits of islands, this, that, and the other. Like that chunk is right in the middle of downtown Victoria.
What are we doing here?
What are we doing here? Like,
what are we doing here? Why does David Eby have a boner to just give away all of our land for the sake of virtue signaling? Can somebody in the chat please tell me what the end game is here?
That's what I was just going to say. What is his plan? Like, what is he doing here? What are we as a country doing here?
With Carney, I get it because it's Brookfield. He's padding his pockets. But with this, I just don't see what the play is. I really don't get it. Aside from, UNDRIP, I don't like. People will say, "Oh, it's WEF." It's what I know. But give me a real explanation as to what the end game is here. But what money is he getting for this?
I don't.
What money would he be getting for this?
I didn't have too much time to dig into the more behind it. I just had this article, but I don't know what the plan is. I don't know what they're doing. But like Table Salt says right here,
if it's BC, the Chinese may be behind it. Yep,
possible. Yeah, like Table Salt says right here, keep acknowledging your land was stolen. Don't be surprised when they want it back.
I just.
When does it stop? Because imagine this actually goes through. That just opens the door for them to do this everywhere. Like there's already challenges in Ontario, in Quebec for large, giant chunks of land.
Let me tell you something. Brother. Let me tell you something if you're living in Alberta.
Want me to close that up or want me to leave the map open?
Close it. You need to put on dark mode. It's like Earl Shive's living room. It's so bright.
I'll start. I'll work on that for you guys. Apparently,
it's okay. I need to bring in this tweet I put up because it's really going to get into what I was doing. And guys, I'm going to try and keep calm here. Okay, just breathe. Everybody, breathe. Breathe.
Here we go.
Let's talk about this. I was talking about, so Mitch Sylvester was talking about how 1,500 signatures in Alberta were lost back in May. The reason was given that Canada Post lost them. And I said, so this is where the tweets go really weird. This is where tweets are bad, okay? I said the amount of interference from Canada Post elections, Alberta, people are going to say, what's this have to do with First Nations? Hold on, we're getting there. The amount of interference from Canada Post elections, Alberta, or otherwise is disappointing. Regardless of where you stand on independence, these were people's voices in what those people that interfere claim to be a democracy. Volunteers braved the cold to gather those voices so that they could be heard by those that currently govern them. If you support canceling events, voting, counting votes, or interfering of any kind simply because you don't agree with it, you don't support democracy. You support that which you claim to hate and have become that yourself. So we're talking about communists. We're talking about deplorables. Okay? If you support shutting down votes just because they're not your votes, that makes you a bit of a communist. That makes you a bad person. Okay? You should probably stick your finger in your butthole and then lick it when you pull it out because you're a bad person.
What if you happen to find 15,000 votes in the middle of the night? What is that?
Well, that's fraud. That's fraud. I'm just going to call it like it is. So here's where it went from here, folks. You see me talking about votes. I'm talking about how Mitch got screwed, right? I like Mitch. He's a dear friend. I got to be honest. I like Mitch. He's a wonderful guy. Okay. He's one of my dearest friends. He's a wonderful person. I'll be talking at one of his rallies at the end of the month. I know a lot of people don't like it very much when I stand up and yell about Alberta independence, but we're going to do it. We're going to be at that rally, and you guys got to be at that rally or else it's going to make the numbers look weak. But here we go. Kim Peterson comes in. I wish I had like fancy bougie music or something. It is morally repugnant that any group would be having a vote on land resulting from the genocide and disposition of First Nations. If separation is desired by a certain group, then ask the First Nations for approval.
No, thank you.
Now. Let's get into what yours truly had to say to that.
Let's get it.
Ask First Nations or ask the Chiefs? Almost 60% of First Nations, according to polls, support a vote on separation to give them new negotiations to update out-of-date treaties and share prosperity within their bands to bring much updated improvements like clean drinking water and wealth distribution. Chiefs, on the other hand, like the government, do not want this because it stops the flow of money that band leaders tend to keep for themselves over their people. I've been following the voice of First Nations since the beginning of this, and people are quick to point the finger about land ownership, etc. First, you must ask yourself an honest question. How are things for the First Nation tribes right now under the stewardship of the Canadian government? Are they happy? Do they have everything they need and require, especially access to basic needs? Ask why chiefs like Chief Sunshine have millions of dollars in the bank, don't live on reserve, and were recently looking at mansions in Toronto if they care about Alberta. Why are his people who do live on the reserve and on native land going without and expected to have less? Wouldn't you prefer equality? This is the common misconception about Alberta separation that people who are too proud to look into quickly brush off. The people of Alberta are asking the same questions of themselves and for First Nations. Can Alberta do better? No one wants to step on First Nations. Each First Nations persons get one's vote, and their vote gets to be heard. Why are people so afraid of that? Are people scared of the result because it destroys their narrative that separatists somehow want to overthrow First Nations rather than lift them up? I can tell you as someone who has followed this very closely, if you're concerned with the treatment of First Nations, you should look into what the Canadian government has actually done for them and read into First Nations chiefs. You may be shocked and surprised at what you find. I can assure you on our end, we want a better life and equality for First Nations, and that is why a large majority of them currently stand alongside this process, and we stand with them in respect. So here's what I get.
Oh my God.
She lists a whole bunch of reasons, but first she started with this one. Wait, let's go with the number three. There are corrupt chiefs and there are good chiefs. I do not need to ask myself how things are for First Nations. So again, I'm not going to take what you said into consideration. Canada is a racist colonist construction that swipes whatever wealth it can from First Nations. Ask yourself why this would change under Alberta government.
Let me jump in there for 1 second, okay?
Yep.
Why all Mexico and most of South America speak Spanish?
Yep.
And they're proud.
Hablo español.
They're proud of their Spanish heritage. They love being Spanish, okay? Why do people in Brazil speak Portuguese? And they're proud of their Portuguese heritage. Why does nobody call Spanish colonizers? Why does nobody call the Portuguese colonizers? Why is it only white Canadians and white Americans that are colonizers?
Because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Just checking.
That's why I don't call each other that.
I knew the answer. It was a rhetorical question, but I was just checking.
So here we go. So she says, I stated clearly, ask First Nations, and usually that includes a chief's input. Hopefully equal input for all. You write almost 60% of First Nations, according to polls, support a vote on separation to give them new negotiations that update our treaties and prosperity. So because she says it needs to be 100%, not 60%. So I said, so what you're saying is if 60% of First Nations vote in favor of independence, you're going to say it doesn't count because 100% didn't? I said, that's mighty white of you. She replies, straw man. I never said such a thing. With all due respect, develop your skills at argumentation. Is argumentation even a word?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I've never heard it before used like that. Anyways,
you know what you should
she
do?
says,
you should click on this person's account. Where are they based? I bet it's Asia.
Oh. It doesn't say.
Don't they have to?
Kim, I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much. Anyways, Kim Peterson says, you say each First Nations person gets to vote and their voice gets to be heard. Yes, but given the low percentage of Indigenous relative to settlers, the power of the First Nations vote is swamped and could be nugatory. So she's saying that because white people are around, it nullifies their vote. I said, you're literally saying one vote is more powerful due to skin color. You're a special kind of stupid. A vote is a vote. To which she says, you have difficulties grasping what is being said. When the opposite person resorts to ad hominem, then it is obvious he or she has no argument. These are people who just don't want to face facts to reality. It's all one big virtue signal. And this is the problem in this country when it comes to BC. This is why British Columbia is giving away land. This is why David Eby is virtue signaling land, because it doesn't matter what happens. Even when they tried to put through the hate speech laws, it's, oh, you can't have denialism about schools. You can't, it is illegal to have school denialism, you terrible denialist. You can't dare question why we haven't dug anything up or done anything because, well, that would require logic and that would mean our grift comes to an end, doesn't it? That means we can't have blood guilt anymore. That means we can't sit here and strawman you into giving us whatever the hell we want out of guilt. That's called blood guilt, folks. It's called blood guilt. And now tribes that aren't even tribes, that don't even exist, tribes that have, what is it? Corey Morgan, I think, mentioned it at one point. Somebody did. They have like 11 people in some of these tribes. And they go to David Eby and he says, I'm going to give you all these acres of land and you can march right off into the sunset tax-free. Take them. Even though we've been sending you checks for how long? How many taxpayer dollars have been sent in checks? Somebody said in the chat earlier, they're kind of doing this to themselves. Yeah. So why are we paying into it? Why do I have to have blood guilt everywhere I go? Why is it when I go to my kids' schools or organizations or an NHL game or anywhere else, I have to bow my head and I have to say, oh, I better pay respect to First Nations people because I don't want to be called a white settler. I don't want to let the blood guilt get to me, so I better acknowledge the land. Hey, Edmonton Oilers, are you giving a profit of your proceeds to First Nations as we acknowledge the land your arena's on? No? Are we giving a portion of the profits from your beer and your concessions that you sell at your arena to the First Nations because we're sorry we're on their land? Course not. Course not. You just want everybody to feel guilty because it's politically correct. That's all it is. One big, oh, we actually care, everybody. Oh, we acknowledged it. It's just to make them feel better. I can tell you right now, out of the First Nations people I know, they hate land acknowledgements. They despise them. They don't like it. They don't like the attention on them. And virtue signaling punks like David Eby should know better than to give away Canadian land that our taxes have paid for to now tell people, especially those people who live on that land, oh, by the way, you can't sell your house. You can't do anything with the investment that you planted while you buried yourself in debt to sell a kidney in order to buy this land. Again, people say the Chinese might be on it. The Chinese might be on it, then the Chinese can pay Canadians for their houses with their dirty, corrupt money. Because that's all they're doing over here is laundering crime dollars into Vancouver. That's why houses cost as much as they do. It's sick, it's disgusting, and it has to stop. Blood guilt has to end.
I Googled it while you were ranting about it. The federal government spends $32 billion annually on First Nations affairs. $32 billion.
Okay, Albertans, do you like contributing to that? Do you want to contribute to that? Or do we want to get away from this hellish landscape, be independent, and First Nations can have a profit share, and they can actually look after themselves, and they can have clean drinking water? Like, I don't understand why people sit and go, oh, why don't you ask the First Nations if they want to suffer some more and stay in Canada? Shut up. Shut the hell up.
Where does that $32 billion go? All the reserves still don't have clean drinking water. They don't have proper roads. Their houses suck. Where's that $32 billion going, Derek?
Chiefs. It's all going to the Chiefs and the band leaders, and it's all going into casinos and everything else that they want to do.
You can't say that. That's racist.
Well, we're gonna say. Oh, is that what the government's gonna say? You can't say that. You can't. Hey, Fringe, you can't say
Shut
that,
up, bitch.
Yeah, we're gonna say it all we want. We're gonna say it until the cows come home. It's not going to the people. It's not going to the people. And you know what I've started saying to people when they come up and say, why don't you go ask the First Nations if you're going to be able to have a vote? You're stealing their land. I say, you go live on a reserve for 2 weeks and tell me if you understand why First Nations might want to vote to leave. You go live on the First Nation land and tell me that I'm a scummy settler before you have the chance to look at their chiefs and their band leaders. See if you survive 2 weeks on a reserve. Because I've seen some, and boy, they're doozies. They're whoppers. There are some good chiefs out there. I remember, I can't remember which chief it was. He was in BC, and it was during that hunger strike that happened years ago. That woman that was doing the hunger strike because of land or whatever it was. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, folks. I don't really catalog those things. But he said that reservations should be doing their own work. He says we shouldn't be taking money from the government. We should be sustaining ourselves, our own reserves. It's not about money coming in. And other nation leaders got mad at him because his reservation in BC operated in the black. And they said, we have a casino. We do businesses. Yeah, he says we have mines. We have all these things that we run out. We actually run a profit every year, and our people are working and they're happy and they're sustained. They can work with Canada. And all the other chiefs said, shut up, you idiot. You're ruining the grift. And they got mad.
Yeah.
Like it's all a scam. It's all a scam. And now they're scamming land out of David Eby. And out of hardworking Canadians that have paid taxes on those lands. And they say, well, you did it to us first. Like 300 friggin' years ago. We weren't here when it happened. Why am I paying for it?
And long before we got here, their tribes wiped each other out, stole each other's land, and enslaved each other.
They were nomadic. They were nomadic. They didn't call anything their home, their land. If you look into Native history, they were nomads. And yes, they were brutally murdering each other,
long before we got here.
each other, long before we got here. And we're supposed to sit back and say, "Oh, please, yes, sorry for my white privilege." Somebody please tell me where I've got privilege when the government takes half my check to taxes. Where's my privilege when I go to the grocery store and I'm told to bend over as I'm paying on the way out? White privilege. I hate that term more than anything on the planet. If anybody's got privilege these days, it's everybody who isn't white, because they're allowed to be racist. They're allowed to cut you out of the workforce. They're allowed to talk down to you. They're allowed to call you cis, this and that. And there's no repercussions. They're even allowed to commit crimes and get away with it. We go to jail. Please tell me where my white privilege is. I can't anymore. It wasn't like a full rant. You got to understand that it's just so aggravating that I don't want to blow up too much because of C9 and because of everything else. But this really is a problem.
Every time, we get on this subject, that's almost always a rant. The blood guilt, the corruption, the money. It's brutal.
I'll tell you right now. Any of them ever show up at my door and say, well, this is my land now. I'm staying here. You got to get out.
Get out! 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 Get out!
No. The hell out of here.
Gordon.
Get the hell out of here. I'm not leaving. I'm sorry. I have a deed to my home. People say, oh, it's the property, or what is it? Property ownership, property rights. Oh, you don't have any property rights because I was here first. No. This was an empty lot when my house was built on it. I was here first. You want it, you can take it from my cold, dead hands.
Oh, that's what I always say. Like, they don't want empty land. They want the stuff that has already been developed with roads and sewers and infrastructure. Like, they're not asking for land in the middle of nowhere. They want, oh, look at this. You guys have spent the last 100 years building a city here. Yeah, we want that part.
Wait, are we actually due for a meteorite to hit the Earth? Because that would be wonderful.
I know
that would be.
I
would welcome it. I would welcome it at this point.
I can't say where it should go, but I know where it should go.
Oh, I just Nilak with $2. He's helping China take native land. UNDRIP is UN. China is the UN. What EB gets is money behind the scenes. Well, then here's my question. Because I'm not endorsing violent behavior or bad behavior. Why aren't people lining up outside of the legislature in BC? Why aren't people demanding EB's head on a platter? Theoretically,
town on a rail.
Figuratively speaking, how come nobody's outside with their torches and pitchforks calling for this guy to take a hike? Like, I don't see anybody pushing back. I see it in the comments. I see it in our chat rooms. And I'm not saying you guys have to go there. I'm asking, where in BC are the people that are outraged about this on the front steps of the ledge saying, hey, get the hell out of here, you idiot. You can't give away our land. You don't get to decide to do that.
I think we need to bring back tarring and feathering the politicians and riding them out of town on a rail.
I think what they got to bring back is some form of control. And this is it's the longest arguing point I have when it comes to what Alberta's doing. They go, well, you don't have the numbers. You can't get it done. You know, they're never going to let you leave. And it's like, what you should be more concerned about is the fact that we even had to get here in the first place. Our system shouldn't work like this. When Sir John A. Macdonald brought Canada into existence, they didn't believe, at least I would hope to think they didn't believe, that it was all done for politicians to lynch their citizens financially. That it was all done to take advantage of everybody's hard-earned money and prosperity and ability to live. The fact that we had to get here in the first place to start saying, hey, we got to get the hell away from this because we're being abused. We're being mistreated. The laws have no presence anymore. People are allowed to do whatever the hell they want now in this country. You're allowed to come here and commit all kinds of crimes and get bail instantly. If you're in the government, you can do whatever the hell you literally want. And even though they say, hey, that was against the law. Yeah, but are they going to go to jail? Nope. Nope. The likelihood of them going to jail is zilch. So then why the hell are there laws in the first place? Why don't we just have free reign?
The laws are for us.
Exactly.
Peasant.
So where are the people in BC? Because look at Steve Jensen has it here. With his 20, I appreciate it, Steve. I'm expecting a civil war in BC over land titles. No way people are going to accept this. They seem to be so far. I studied and lived at Hatley Castle for 2 years, called Royal Roads Military College in the 80s. Fair enough. And I'm not criticizing the people of BC because I'm sure there's people from BC in this chat. But we know this has been coming. We know this has been going on. It's not just a new announcement about land title grabs. Where's the outrage been? Where are the people organizing and getting out there and being vocal about it? Because I'll tell you, when all the hate is online, when everybody's typing in their group chats, the government doesn't care.
Like, look at this thing. Can you imagine turning that over? That's Hatley Castle.
Xavier School for the Gifted is going to First Nations.
Literally looks like it, right?
No, that is it. That is the house they use. That is where they filmed it.
Oh.
That's where that's the X-Men. That's the X-Men mansion from the Fox universe.
Well, now I'm even more sad.
Yeah, First Nations now own the X-Men. There you go. I can't. I turn it off. I can't even look at it. It's pissing me off so much. Oh, it's our land. It's our land. Get a job. Get the hell out of here. Rob of the $5. I hear China's already trying to make deals with First Nations over the BC land. Of course they are.
We talked about that the last time we talked about Ebby giving away land in BC.
Javelin Blue with a $5. Alberta needs to take northern BC of the interior.
Absolutely.
That'd be nice. I'd be okay with that.
The lower mainland could become its own city-state and
just like Toronto. Call it the zoo. Call it the zoo. Call it some weird name nobody can pronounce, and then we never have to go there. Humble Hungarian, $10 super. How can land be stolen? It doesn't belong to any of us. We're only stewards living on it, a maxim law. Those who create control, God created the land, therefore it's God's. I wish that was the term. Technically, they're impeding on dinosaur land. The dinosaurs were here before us, right? All their fossils are in the ground, so that means it's their land, it's sacred. And guess what, First Nations? If we dig into the ground, we actually find dinosaur bones. How about that?
Do the dinosaurs send you messages, Derek, through the spirits?
Oh, they talk to me in through their spirits. Do you know, guys, anybody who doesn't know the joke we're making here, when it came to school denialism, they said, oh, we don't have to dig up bodies. We don't have to find proof because their spirits talk to us. They're literally saying we talk to ghosts. So that makes it okay. And people went, oh, that checks out. That's okay.
Are the spirits' testimonies admissible in court?
Knowing this universe that we're
probably
currently stuck in,
yeah.
probably
in BC they probably are.
Probably. I don't know what happened when I think they turned on the Large Harmon Collider. I got moved into a different dimension, a different timeline.
But in this timeline,
we are in the darkest timeline. And again, First Nations, if I want to dig up dinosaur fossils, I can find them. Challenges on your end, your terms. Javelin Blue with a $5. Are Muslims colonizers? Regina sent police to a mosque to protect them while our churches burned down. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. They're fine, guys. It's no big deal. Muslim values are Canadian values. Remember, Mark Carney said it himself. There's Javelin Blue with another 5. If Alberta separates, these people have to be removed.
Which people?
Which people? The Muslims? Can we get rid of all the Mexicans? No, Mr. Garrison, we can't get rid of the Mexicans. Javelin Blue with a $5. My ancestors were Bigfoot, Yeti to be precise. My land. There you go. Was the church in Prince George? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you for the $2 Javelin Blue. Fashizi, $2 stolen land, also known as you lost, by the way. Fair enough. Steve Jensen with a $5. Actually, the Fed government spent about $66 billion last year, same amount as the military.
So it's worse.
So it's worse. Carson El Gringo Grande coming in with a $5. Are there First Nations in Alberta that don't have clean drinking water? If so, which reserves?
I'm not sure.
I believe
didn't have it.
Let
There's
me.
a few of them.
You know what? Let's do it live. Let's do it live.
Grok it.
Let's do it live on the channel. There's Grok.
Which First Nations in Canada?
Some
list them all.
Amazing viewer in my live stream from Porno Viagra
you actually typing
has asked which First Nations reserves in Alberta do not have clean drinking water.
I know there's one in Ontario and one in Manitoba for sure, but I don't know about Alberta.
Could you please enlighten us, Grok? Oh. Here we go. Let's do it live. Grok's thinking. As of mid-late 2026, there are no active long-term drinking water advisories lasting more than a year on public water systems and First Nation communities in Alberta that are financially supported by Indigenous Services Canada. Alberta has had 4 such advisories lifted. Nationally, there still are 39 active long-term ones concentrated in Ontario, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan.
39.
So as of around August 11th, Alberta examples of the ISC short-term list include Beaver Lake Cree Nation. They had a boil water advisory set July 22nd. Others had not been active earlier in the period involving this mini Thnee, Stony Saddle Lake, Samson Creek, Pigeon Lake, Siksika were listed as revoked or short-lived. A temporary do not consume advisory for infants and children up to 13 and pregnant women due to elevated manganese affected Fort McKay First Nation, the municipal in late June, early July of 2026, and was lifted around July 9th after testing and flushing. So again, it's not that it's permanent dirty drinking water, but when you're talking about manganese, they should have systems in place to prevent these things. They should have.
I mean, it's
proper
in those 39 other ones across the rest of Canada.
Yes. Yes.
It's been years and years.
Javelin Blue with a $5, 12% of GDP goes to the natives. We've given them $300 billion. It's not enough, though. Now we have to give them our land.
$300 billion, and there's 39
what,
reserves across Canada that still don't have clean drinking water. Where is that $300 billion?
You give Canada back their $300 billion, and you can have Vancouver Island. How's that sound? Grumpy Albertan, $2. Imagine what they could do with a new treaty. But that's my problem. You literally could negotiate partnerships. You could negotiate. First off, do you guys know what their treaties are called? The Indian Act. How outdated can you get them by calling it the Indian Act? That alone should be adjusted. I agree. Bobby, dang it, Bobby. $14 super chat. Will they take care of the land like they do the reserves? They'd still be living in teepees and using spears made out of rocks if it wasn't for us. They've taken us for billions. I hear your grievances.
Probably
Snow with a $5. Showed up just in time for the end of the rant. Get over here, rewind button. There you go. Get over here. Javelin Blue with a $5. People are tired of the natives. Its political leaders said no to them. They'd become extremely unpopular.
Extremely popular.
But no political leader will ever say no to them. Time for Nilox says time for reconquering of China. Yeah, I'd like to play. There was a game we used to play as kids called Cowboys and Indians. I think we should start that game up again. Steve Jensen, $5 super. You should see inside. It's amazing and elaborate. And by the way, folks, the joke about Cowboys and Indians, don't take that seriously, please. I can already see people.
One of the hate watchers is clipping it right now.
Look what he said. Look what he said. All entertainment, folks. Sean with a $5, not the X-Mansion. No, where's Dr. Doom when you need him to reset the universe? It's coming. Doomsday's coming.
I am.
Humble Hungarian.
Inevitable.
That's Thanos. Humble Hungarian, $5 super. I fear it's going to take undemocratic means to take back what the people created, which is the government. Well, I can tell you one thing. Freedom will not be free. You can't just like we can vote all we want. We can do whatever we want, but at some point we're going to have to take it back. We're going to have to show some form of how we're going to take it back. That could mean in a courtroom, YouTube, or you get mad at me. That could mean a lot of different things. My
response to that violates community standards.
Do you guys want to see something funny that'll make you laugh? You guys want some hilarity? Oh, by the way, we're at an hour. Where are we for the likes? Where are we at the likes? Where are we at the like department? Where are the likes? Swear to me. Show me the likes.
Waiting for it.
Waiting.
Why can't we see the likes? Like, we have the channel open.
753. Okay, so by our new tier system, I'm going to get an overlay for this stuff. By the new tier system, we didn't win a t-shirt unlock tonight. Don't worry, guys. Another, 247? Another 247 likes, and we can do a hat giveaway tonight. So get those likes in. If we hit 1,000 by the end of the stream, we'll give away a hat, an unacceptable fringe hat. If we hit 500 in super chats, we're going to give away a hoodie tonight. So there's still a chance to win some form of apparel. Look at Carson gifting 10 unacceptable fringe memberships to the Patriots Club. We're probably 2/5 of the way there to giving away a hoodie. Either way.
Where's Dutchie when you need him to bump these?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, by the way, Carson. Welcome to all 10 of our new members. Very generous of Carson. You guys want to have a laugh? Let's have a laugh.
I like laughing.
Alberta's got ice. not the cold kind. 2/5? Well, yeah, we're probably at about $200 out of the $500. So I said 2/5. Whatever.
Is that not correct?
Alberta, I'm not talking about like ice storms or ice cubes. We have ice in Alberta. Here's the pleb posting this out. You guys remember the hunger strike that was going on with the Indian students that wouldn't leave? Remember, I showed you on a video recently, Kean Bexty was talking with them, and he says, if your time is up and you're asked to leave, are you going to leave? And they wouldn't answer the question. Well, their little protest continued. Indian protest in Calgary gets raided by the CBSA or the Canadian Border Service Agency. Hopefully this leads to many deportations. Do you support these raids? Hell yes, I do. Hell yes, I do. Let's take a look, ladies and gents.
Office today at 2 o'clock, and then we can review your whole package. Office today.
I watched that video 100 times today, and it was beautiful every time.
You see, they got papers here. They're checking all their documentation. You got this guy on the hood taking a look at this guy's documentation.
And he said, sir, please do not need to be reporting me.
Don't be reporting me, please. I want to stay. No, you got to go. Sorry, you're leaving. Look at all these guys with their papers. Look at papers. Il a papier bitter. Papers, please.
Don't do that.
Papers, please. Papers, please.
We're clipping that now.
Look, I know. I don't care.
The independence people want people to show their papers. That reminds me of the 40s in Germany. Show your papers.
It's the Department of Nice for Canada.
Probably. My question is like they can go there and they can do this and they can check them and they'll probably just write them down. Hey, this guy's here, passed his thing, and submit a report, and nothing's going to happen. They're not actually going to grab anybody and kick them out.
I want to see what actually comes from this, but it's a start. It's start that they're here. It's a start that they're at least. Yeah, they're at least checking. We'll see what comes of it. I'll tell you what I'll be doing. If they start hauling these guys away, I'll be at the airport. And you'll know, signs will be there if I'm there.
Ready? Are you ready? Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you could dress in full Trump cosplay, put the hat on, and be like, "Look at these guys! Look at them! Get them out of here!
Look at them coming in! Look at the police bringing them to the fence! Hey, get them out of here! Get the hell out of here!" Oh, I will totally go to the airport with my Alberta flag, and I'll be standing there screaming, "Get them out of here!" Oh, it'll be awesome. It would be awesome. I'm all for this. I'm living it.
Deport,
and
it's a lot.
And it's Calgary police. Now, keep in mind, and I'm going to give credit where credit is due, because Danielle Smith is in charge of these police. These are the police that are privately funded, that are owned by Alberta, and they're actually doing their job.
Okay.
They show up. They do what they're doing.
I need to jump in with something. I would like to point out for the record that people from India
can
eat pork. They can eat pork. You're thinking of Arabs, Muslims. They can't eat pork. People like Sikhs and Hindis, they can eat pork.
So Jason's got a good point. Maybe they should say, that door knocking video that the El Bozos had. Maybe they need a door knocking video of all Calgary police saying, "We're now going around Northeast Calgary, knocking on doors and checking documentation."
Oh man, that'd be amazing.
The airport would be so busy. It would be so busy.
Like so this is fleeing with the lights on.
Here it is. Directly to jail. Do not pass go. You do not get $200. Go get him out of here.
Believe it or not, jail. Straight to jail.
Believe it, straight to jail. They but look, I'll give credit where credit is due. And this was actually something I was talking to people about today, because I don't know if you guys know this. When I was talking about Danielle Smith and not being vocal about the whole snitch line in Edmonton, it really was. I'm glad that she eventually came out and said something, because at the time she hadn't. And people have said to me, and I've had these discussions with a few people that have said, well, but she did come out and say, this isn't how we're going to do things. But have they stopped the snitch line? Have they stopped? Now, Edmonton police have stated they can't do anything about it. They can't actually press charges, but they're going to start taking reports. So they're still taking hurty feelings reports. But Premier Smith has at least done. If you take away the MOUs and if you take away the whole independence thing, she's the best premier Alberta's had for a while, and she at least does her job. But here's the thing, folks. That doesn't guarantee a vote, and that doesn't guarantee my vote. And that's what I've said before, that you can't have a government that you're not willing to criticize. You can't have a government that you idolize, that you put on a pedestal and say they can do no wrong. They're perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's nerfect. And Danielle Smith has kind of aggravated me when it comes to, she should have stayed neutral on the independence front, and her numbers probably would have been solid. She would have been fine. Even if the vote fails in October, she would have been fine. But she had to get involved when it wasn't necessary. And she signed all these MOUs and is working with Carney. And quite frankly, it's turned off her base. She's lost her base in Alberta. Like, and that's not an exaggeration. And that's
all
not me
her base are belong to us.
It's look at Igor. Show me your papers. I love what they did. They literally issued them an invitation to go and prove their status in Canada by 2 p.m. today.
And that's what I'm saying, though. But if they don't show up by 2 p.m. today, what are they going to do? Hopefully something, but I would suspect nothing.
Well, we'll see. We'll
Love
see.
for the chat, Igor, by the way.
Yeah, so here it is. You should never idolize anyone. They all pop. What you have to realize at the end of the day, if you're defending politicians, it's like saying, I think my lawyer never lies. He speaks the truth. She speaks the truth. Whatever your lawyer is. There's no such thing as a lawyer who never lies. These are politicians. That's their job. They have to politician. That's what they do. So in this discussion today, I was actually talking to my wife about this. I said, look, I think Premier Smith realistically is better than any other premier in the country. I think we can agree with that. She's done a better job. I don't know if that tracks with Scott Moe, because I don't live in Saskatchewan. I've just seen what Scott Moe does or doesn't say. I know people in Saskatchewan sometimes get pissed off at Scott Moe, but I'll admit that Danielle Smith, out of most premiers in the country, looks pretty damn good on paper.
Despite our problems with her.
Despite our problems.
I mean, would you rather have mine? Would you rather have Wab Canoe out there?
Well, exactly. And that's the problem, is that when people compare them, they say, well, I mean, she's good, but she's not great. And when I was talking to my wife about it, I said, look, I'm going to be 100% straight. I would never want Danielle Smith's job. Ever. Because it always goes back to the one rule when it comes to business, when it comes to anything in life, folks. You can't please 100% of the people all the time, and the person who tries to is a fool. However, look, we can all admit it here on the live stream and on the channel. She really stepped in it when it came to independence and when it came to the MOUs and the bootlicking for Mark Carney. I think that was where she lost a lot of people. And again, I was at the slow roll on Sunday. One of Premier Smith's well-knowns, I guess, was talking to me and said she's playing 4D chess. This isn't really how she wanted to. She was pressured into this. You know, she's doing what she has to. And I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because it's not me you have to convince. There's 3 million Albertans that you have to convince. And the majority, 60-70% of the UCP base, are angry as hell with her right now when it comes to the MOUs. When it comes to everything and if she turns around now and says, oh, you guys, it was all part of the plan, who's going to buy that after the floor crossings from the Wild Rose? Who's going to buy into that? People are like, I don't believe you.
She's just shysted it too many times now. Like, you know, you used to support her fully, and it's just one too many hits.
Look, and I like Danielle. And again, I speak with her press secretary. I've hung out with Danielle before in her office and at other events, and I don't have a problem with Danielle as a person. Like I said, I would not want her job. But it's funny because a lot of people think I'm so hard on Danielle Smith, but the reality is, and she, guys, is a gem whenever you have her for an interview. I've told everybody the story of when she came on for her last interview about a month or so ago, and I said to her right before the interview started, I'm really not looking forward to this, because these are some kind of shitty questions I have to ask you. And she giggled and said, I know you have a certain audience. Ask away. It's not a problem. And that's one of the things I do appreciate about Premier Smith, is that she's not one of those people that's always worried about optics. She's not, you know, afraid to take the rough questions or stop. We're not getting into that. But I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that she's willing to do that. Does it mean that I agree with her 100%? No. Does it mean that I'm voting for her if we have an election? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if I'm able to hold my nose anymore on this stuff.
I can't wait for the internet to see this and then accuse you of going soft and flip-flopping on her again.
Oh, I know. People love saying that I'm wishy-washy or that it's this or that. You have to question your leaders. You have to question everybody in government. And because this is how you end up with Mark Carney. Here it is. So you're saying you're mild about Danielle Smith? No, I'm saying I'm pissed off at what she did with independence. I'm not a fan right now because of the whole way she's handled the MOUs and Carney and everything else. I think that Alberta's kind of digging itself into a little bit of a hole here if we don't get away October 19th. But I'm saying that when you remove the gripes and compare her to other premiers, you can't say that she's done an ultimately terrible job. She's done. We were all happy with her before this whole independence thing.
I mean, she hasn't given away a quarter of your province to the First Nations.
There you go. The problem that I have is the issues people have when you scrutinize. You have to scrutinize. Like, look at what's going on. And the reason I'm bringing all this up, folks, isn't to try and waver back and forth with Danielle Smith. It's trying to prove a point when it comes to scrutinizing your leaders and not having a filter when it comes to, hey, wait a minute, I don't like what you're doing. Look at all the elbozos right now with Mark Carney, which we're literally talking about at the beginning of the stream. Mark Carney's screwing the country. He's walking away from a trade deal in order to keep his voters happy that, oh, it's all Trump's fault. And all of those people don't question Mark Carney.
Orange man
They're
bad.
all on the bandwagon. Not to be mean to the pleb, but let's say Pierre Poilievre would have become prime minister. You think the pleb ever would have called out Pierre if he made a bad call? Do you think anybody who follows the pleb, who's enamored with Pierre Poilievre, would have ever called him out if he made a bad call? Or do you think they'd say, oh, it's okay, guys, he knows what he's doing, it's all good, just let's get through it. It's not the Liberals. That's the problem we're talking about. Is that it's, and this isn't, no, I see it here. I see it here. You don't need to apologize. I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing for my opinions. I'm not apologizing for what I said or what I do say. What I'm saying is that I'm trying to condition everybody watching the stream that this is why you have to question them all the time. This is why it's okay that even if you voted for them, you're allowed to say, I'm not happy with what the hell I'm seeing right now, and you're not getting my vote next election. It's okay to tell them, if you want to stick around, you've got to do a 180 here. They work for you. There's no fanboying. There's no putting people on pedestals. There's no carrying them over the finish line and holding our nose just because it's better than the other guy. Do I want an NDP government in Alberta? Absolutely not. Abso-friggin-lutely not. But I also don't want a premier who thinks that they can do whatever the hell they like because we're going to hold our nose and vote for them anyways. You have to have accountability. And that comes with the prime minister, that comes with the premier, that comes with a mayor, it comes with any political job out there in political land in Canada. You have to be able to be critical when necessary in order to have a democracy that functions properly.
We should put this in the assets, but are you trying to say?
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, here we go.
Take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Yep. No, I'm not apologizing. I am not apologizing for shit. I'm not apologizing for shit. Hey, listen, when I'm critical of Danielle, you're damn right. And I will be. People were talking about the snitch line. Well, what happened with the snitch line? Danielle came out and said something. I saw somebody say it to me in the comment section a couple days after the video aired when I said Danielle's losing her job. And people say, oh, she didn't lose her job. And it's like, no, but she's losing it with her base. She's lost her base. How does she keep her job? How does she get reelected?
I don't see any way she doesn't get voted out at the AGM at this point, no matter what she does between now.
And that's the thing, is that I'm talking about reality here. We're talking about what I hear when I go to town halls, when I'm around people who typically vote for Danielle Smith. They're all saying, I'm done. I am persona non grata.
I'm sorry, reality is also racist, along with math and statistics and facts.
I'm not no. Who says I'm apologizing? I'm not apologizing to anybody. What I'm talking
just
about
played the clip.
I'm trying to circle back to the topic of the stream. This is why Mark Carney's allowed to do what he's doing, is because the people who vote for him aren't questioning what he's doing with Trump. Nobody's looking at what he's trying to do here by setting up the cards so that he can milk this for forever with his base. Nobody's looking at the economics of this and saying, Mr. Carney, I voted for you. Are you ever going to do your bloody job? Are you ever going to stop flying around the world and actually get a trade deal like you told us you were going to get when we voted you in? People aren't willing to question their leaders. It's the same reason Justin Trudeau was able to get away with all of his scandalous behavior. Everybody was so wrapped up in COVID and DEI and everything else that, oh, well, and speaking moistly, that they said, well, we'll never question Justin. He went to the Aga Khan. Oh, that's okay. That's no problem. No problem. We charity? Oh, it was for a good cause. That's fine. That's fine. Dalian? Well, we needed an app during COVID, everybody. No, that's okay. The truckers? Oh, they were terrorists. That Canadian flag? Horrible. But if they ever have a referendum in Alberta, boy, we'll clutch that Canadian flag like it's nobody's business.
Personally, I think Justin Trudeau's greatest crime of his entire life was making us see that video of him dancing with Katy Perry.
What I'm talking about is that you can't have a democracy if you're not willing to have accountability, criticism, and sometimes say the unpopular thing in the room. You have to be able to call it like it is. And think about that. When Dalian came around, when you look at SDTC, when you look at all the money that went out, had somebody have come in and said to Justin Trudeau, hey, no. And again, when I talked about David Eby earlier, how come people aren't out in the legislature with torches and pitchforks? When everybody stays silent and says, well, I'm just not happy with it. How does anything get done? How do we change anything? This is why Alberta's talking about leaving. Because these guys get away with murder, and we're literally standing here with our hands in our pockets saying, well, we just want things to be different. I'm not blaming you, the audience. I'm talking about we standing with our hands in our pockets in terms of Canada. Nobody puts pressure on these lunatics and says, enough is enough is enough. Alberta's finally doing it when they're talking about their referendum. They're saying, look, we can't be a part of this circus anymore. We can't do this.
We're leaving.
We're leaving. And the people are mad at us for it. The people are mad. Well, you can't do that. It's again, you're committing treason. You're an istanism.
Oh man, did you see Corey Morgan's video today?
No, I haven't had a chance.
Oh, he played one where some guy asked, so what currency are you going to use? And they're like, USD probably to start. And the guy just goes off on this rant, calling them all effing traitors and screaming at them. It was crazy.
Oh, was it in his video or was it on his X account?
It was in his video.
Should we watch that live?
It was the last few
Should we
seconds.
watch that? Let's go through guys, let's have some entertainment because we've been lecturing for so long. Let's, I'll pull it up. Ida Rousel with a $7.
If you want to do super chats while I go get it.
Okay.
I have it bookmarked.
Grumpy Albertan with a $5. I got surveyed today and I clicked on live. They asked, do you like this content and for what reason? I said, yes, and very informative. Keep going. I appreciate that. Thank you for doing so. Steve Jensen with a $5 super. I sure hope Danielle is going to do the same thing with illegal truckers. And I gave credit where credit was due yesterday. Do I like the MOUs? No. Am I happy about the whole referendum thing? Absolutely friggin' not. But I'll give credit where it's due. I don't see any other provinces saying we're shutting this stuff down. Calgary police are checking people's immigration status today. Good. Looks like we're getting some shit done around here. That's worthy of praise. 77 just Jack. Alberta should call ours AID, Alberta Immigration and Deportation. Alberta Immigration and Deportation Service. Then we can call it AID.
Perfect.
AIDS, Alberta Immigration Deportation Service. That'll do it.
I was also calling Alberta Independence Derangement Syndrome AIDS.
Paniner, thank you for being a member for 8 months. David Brewer being a member for 17. Love all the rants. I appreciate it. T-Peg. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we got that one earlier. Stop it. Come on, you knucklehead. Steve Jensen for 8 months. Politicians, they're shysters, vote chasers. Well, yeah, they're shills. They're grifters. That's part of the job. That comes with the job.
Is to get reelected.
The whole point of their job is to tell you what you want to hear so that you'll give them another crack at their job. Lee with a $2. It won't let me type what I wanted to, but oh well. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but thank you for that anyways.
When I'm super chatting.
Bonnie with $15. Mo is just as bad as Danielle. He won't give us the chance to have a referendum. Then take it. Take it for yourselves. Just say, again, get on the legislature grounds en masse. Form a giant, not even like a protest, just form a giant group of angry mob and go over there and say, hey, we're in charge, not you. The people have to demand it. Hang on. Let's go back to this. Bonnie, here's what I'm trying to say in this whole thing. And I know, again, I keep going round and round with it. You can't ask permission to leave. You have to demand it. Does that make sense? Saskatchewans.
Saskatchewanians.
People in Saskatchewan have to demand to their government, hey, I don't know if you got the memo, Scott Moe, but we want to get the hell out of here too. Listen, the best thing that could happen if you're having a hard time with that is that Alberta goes. If Alberta goes, Saskatchewan will go next. They won't have a choice. They won't have a choice. Praise be to the new Republic of Alberta. Snow with a $5. It sucks. The only options are Smith or Nenshit. We need somebody unacceptable, perhaps even Fringe. Don't say that. I will never run for politics. I will never run for politics.
Derek
I don't want to
turn into Emperor Palpatine. He'd be like, unlimited power.
Unlimited power. No, I don't want I don't want it. I wouldn't want that kind of power. I have no interest in that kind of power. I know at one point I wanted to throw my hat into running in civic politics for Calgary to run for the mayor's seat. And I considered it until I sat down with Keith Wilson and went over the money and went over the costs and went over the realistic numbers as to whether or not I could pull it off. And I said, I don't want to waste people's time. I don't want to waste people's money. So I'm going to withdraw.
That's why only people part of the major political parties can do it, is because they get that party money.
Yeah, but when it comes to, let's say Alberta became a republic tomorrow and a bunch of people stood on the old legislature steps and said, if Keith Wilson's not going to do it, we want Unacceptable Fringe to be the new big boss in town. I don't know why anybody would say that. I'd say you're kind of retarded. But if people ask for that, I'd say, no, I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. I don't have any desire to have that kind of power. And like I said earlier, it's one of those jobs you can't please people 100% of the time. I get enough shit being on social media. I couldn't even imagine what it would be like being in charge of a republic. Forget it.
No doubt.
It's not happening. Not happening. I will happily get involved in some form of politics, but not to be in charge. I'll tell you that. Hell no.
All right. We done?
Winning independence will need someone like you to win, Derek. Don't sell yourself short. See, people say shit like that, and I don't get it. I don't get it, because I'll tell you, there's a lot of people trying to cancel me right now. There's a lot of people trying to make sure I'm not involved in this. Smear campaigns, bot campaigns.
They don't like you very much.
They don't like me very much. I don't really care. I don't really care that they don't like me very much. But a lot of people are making sure it doesn't happen. And I don't think I'm that key to winning the referendum. I don't think I'm just a YouTuber. I'm not anything special. Nillock with a $2. First new law of Alberta should be to ban communism. Oh, please. I don't know how you'd do that, but I'm in. We need another Ralph Klein. We do. We need somebody who's not going to take any shit.
All right. Are we ready to watch this?
Let's do it. Bring it in.
Lose his mind.
Bring it in.
Shout out to Corey, by the way, for the video.
Yeah. Go follow Corey Morgan. Can you full screen that shit?
Yep.
So that I don't want any white shit in the background. Just.
Hey, I went dark mode.
Good.
For you guys.
Good.
All right,
bring
ready?
it in. Let's go.
That's all. I don't know. Stable.
Good day, sir.
Hey.
How are you? Getting rid of Trudeau? Is that what it is? fuck Trudeau, he's out of there, hey? Here's a question. You guys get your own Alberta, right? Hey, this is a serious question. What kind of money are you going to use? What do you mean? $100 US. You're going to use US dollars?
In term, yeah.
You fucking traitors, okay? You're a bunch of fucking traitors against Canada and constitute the...
How so?
What would you...
Because American dollars? Fuck you.
It's a world currency.
Fuck you guys.
It's a world currency.
Dude, it's the global
That's all you need to hear.
It is. It's factual. You should check it out.
Fuck you guys for supporting Donald Trump.
Trump lives rent free, but
come on. What's the name of that? What's the name of that company he's representing?
Gunnybo.
Gunnybo. Like somebody should contact this guy's boss and ask him if, first off, and I'm not trying to sound like a Karen, but he does realize he's in uniform,
in his truck,
in a work
in his
truck.
uniform. Yeah.
And this is how he's representing himself on the internet. He's technically representing the company. So like if I was going to talk to somebody like that and be as Rajan says, a complete idiot, I probably wouldn't talk like that on camera if I was wearing a work uniform.
Probably not. It's probably not a good idea.
I'd ask their company how they feel. First, call the company and just say, "Can I ask how you feel about independence?" It's Maple Kitty. You're an important voice. We're here every stream. I get it. I hear you. I hear you.
I like how he came up. polite and pretended to be a normal person for a minute,
Yeah,
and then as soon as
until
they
you
said
give him the
USD,
answer he doesn't like.
Yeah.
I tell you, there are so many people like this in the world, and I give up anytime I have conversations with people like this about independence. When they come in and they say, listen, I just want to talk about things. And then you say, well, here's how things would work. And they go, what about First Nations? Well, they get a vote too. Shut up, you sit there. Oh, you don't say those things. You've offended me now. Now I'm pissed off. And it's like, oh, get the hell out. If you can't have an adult conversation, why are we here?
Yeah.
Why are we I love having those conversations with people. I don't have a problem having those. People get triggered so easily.
That's Trump derangement syndrome, like on full display. F the USD, F you guys, you're traitors to Canada, F Trump, F you for supporting him. Like, holy buddy.
Saw it on Corey's channel. This is your typical arrogant, weak, woke, intolerant liberal. I find it hard to believe that Alberta votes so hard on conservatives, yet these folks are like always seem to be out and around in Alberta. I don't get how we're as conservative as we are.
Well, it's probably in one.
I am trying my best to break the algorithm, says Grumpy Albertan. Well, good luck. I've been trying to break the algorithm on YouTube for 5 years. Good luck with that. Humble Hungarian with another $2. We're not talking about leaving. Hold my beer. There you go.
Absolutely.
Snow with a $2. Gunabo is a Swiss security company on Google. Okay, great. Well, somebody should contact them. He's an F-tard, no hablo F-tardo. Yep, I'm with you. I got to watch the F-bombs because that guy dropped a lot of them.
That was about 4 or 5.
A lot of them.
He used up all of ours.
Look at this. We're going to be promoting people this whole stream. Did you see John's video? The guy was unhinged.
Too?
Did John post one too? Let's check. Let me bring it up. All right, I'm going to bring it up. We're going to get it going here. We're going to get it going on the stream. You guys are wonderful. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Hold on.
While you search that, I'll bring up one of my things and have a little talk about it because it's funny. So you remember how when we were going over the line items in the budget and we were talking about what was it, gender neutral rice in Vietnam or whatever the heck it was?
Here we go. Yeah.
So just announced from our buddy Table Salt, $28 to South Africa and Rwanda for gender responsive, nature-based solutions to flooding. And here's the receipts, of course. But climate adaptation in sub-Saharan Africa. Why are we sending $28 million for climate adaptation in sub-Saharan Africa? Gender responsive and nature-based solutions. What does that even mean? Do you think people who are living in a floodplain who might get flooded out care if their solutions to that problem are gender responsive and nature-based? No, they just want their house to stop flooding. This country is retarded.
Yep.
And the other word that I can't say. Everything is gay and retarded.
Whoever was talking about John's, was it a short? Because I'm not seeing anything in his videos. Was it a short he was showing? Let me just go into his shorts.
Well, that here.
Oh, that sounded really bad.
That's the that's the cusp of it, right? I mean,
I'm not, guys. I'm not going into John's shorts.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
And this is the cusp of it, right? Brits, liberals get kickbacks. It's way easier to launder money when you send it overseas somewhere where nobody sees it and nobody knows what's going on, isn't it?
Sorry?
Allegedly. It's way easier to launder money when you send it somewhere for some silly reason and nobody sees it and nobody knows where it goes. That's why they keep doing this. You find John yet?
Derek has a crush on John. No, listen, I consider him a good friend, but he's married. I'm married. No homo. We don't do that. Let's get into his. If that's where you want to go. It says viewer discretion advised, so this will probably get us canceled. Let's take a look.
We're fine.
Let's take a look.
And people in the independence movement have been asking for months. Give me one good reason why Alberta should stay in Canada. And so far, we haven't had anybody who could answer the question until this guy.
There's going to be a referendum on October 19th.
Fuck you! No, there ain't, you fucking bitch! From your Nazi bitch fucking...
Oh, God!
Wow!
Oh, wow!
That escalated quickly.
Oh, Tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel.
Oh my.
Oh, this guy. Oh my God. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go. This is, you know what? This is people who talk like this and behave like this in public. Like, this is where you see the police that always show up, and it's adult daycare. Like, these people that think that they just own the world because they're offended. Here we go.
Premier, fuck you, Nazi. Fuck you, Nazi.
Punching his own truck.
Fuck you, Nazi. Fuck you, Nazi.
Okay. We gotta.
That's a bit much. We're gonna get canceled.
Your fucking flag. Fuck you.
Oh, hey, that's terrorism. You can't honk horns in Canada. Honking horns in Canada. Honking horns in Canada's bad. I don't know if you saw the Freedom Convoy, but honking horns is bad. Okay.
Bro just put a giant dent in the roof of his own truck.
This guy, how many cups of coffee has he had?
No doubt.
Like,
switch to decaf, dude.
Nice.
You're gonna have a stroke.
Holy shit. Here we go.
Well, I'm convinced. Now, if you haven't seen this whole video, it goes on for 3 or 4 minutes. We're called child rapists and Nazis over and over again. This man is unhinged. He shouldn't be driving a vehicle. And I understand the guy who recorded this is named Todd. Todd, well done, sir, for keeping your cool.
Is that our Todd?
This person is a menace.
Was this Todd Schritter? Is he in the chat? Did Todd Schritter record
is
this?
That you who recorded this?
Over in Stettler? Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. What it just wails on his roof. Todd, was this you? I know there's a few Todds.
Yeah, somebody should have worn. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe with this man around. Please.
I don't feel safe. I need my safe space. Somebody help me. I need my safe space. Oh, this was Todd Schritter recording this. Oh my God. He needs Prozac in a padded room. No, he doesn't. He needs Jesus. This man needs Jesus. Holy crap. Oh, dear Lord. Yeah, that was me. There's Todd. Todd, your virgin ears. You must have had to, go home and
wash your ears out with soap.
Wash your ears out and pray to the gods. I mean, geez.
Conversely, has anybody gotten one video of anybody on the independent side freaking out like this? We have dozens and dozens. The hot coffee, the expletive rants, the running people over. None of that has happened in the other direction. None of it.
I want to be at one of these events. Like, I want to be where this happens, dressed up as Trump with the wig and the hat. So when they're going, F you, I'll come up and be like, look, I don't like your language. It's a little rough. Could I get you to tone it down a little bit, please? We're talking about independence here, okay? We're not talking about anybody waving flags or doing anything wrong. Could you please settle it down? Do you not want independence? Do you not? You know what you should want? You know what you should want, Mr. Guy banging on your truck? You should be talking about that invisible line they just drew across the map. Just across the map. It's an invisible line. If you don't like independence, maybe you would like Canada to become a very beautiful 51st state. Okay?
People like you will put you in a padded room and we'll give you a lollipop.
You don't have to go with a republic. You don't have to go with independence. How about becoming a beautiful 51st state? Wouldn't you love that? Wouldn't you love that? And just to see his reaction, just watch him.
Go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist. And then, who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines.
Wouldn't you love it if you were just a wonderful 51st state?
See, the problem with me is in that instance, I wouldn't be sitting there calmly. I'd be like, come here, let's have a talk. Come here, let's talk real close.
Why gaming has it. Look, there. That was straight out of The Exorcist. Like, I was waiting for pea soup to start coming out of his mouth and everything else. Like, that was brutal.
Your mother,
Albertan.
Your mother cleans socks in hell.
Your mother votes for independence in hell. Tony Shaw with a $10 Trump to infiltrate the Unity bus. Oh, I wish.
You'd never get in, but imagine you dressed as Trump getting into the Unity bus.
Apparently, Tommy's supposed to be in my neck of the woods in 5 days.
You should go there dressed as Trump.
You know what? Mike told me about it, and I said, "Is Lee going to make an appearance?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Maybe I could go there and be like, look, Tommy, I like your bus. Okay, I've seen it on social media. You mind if I sit in your bus? You mind if I get a picture in your bus?" He would know who I was in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
2 seconds.
But it'd be funny to have you recording a conversation with Tommy, even if you're just trumping at him, which would be just hilarious.
Scottish like me, we can end. Oh yeah, you give him an old Glasgow kiss. That's
Derek is
please
Scottish.
do.
Bloody
Please
Scottish.
do. Right, you Jimmy. No, it's what's this? Go dressed as Trump. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Come
Nilok
on.
with a $5. A guy kept yelling "Hang Independence" at me. And Donnie at the event from his truck while his kid looked really embarrassed. These people are nuts. Yeah, they're all crazy. But here's the thing, folks, and here's what it all goes back to. Here's what it all circles around to in this wonderful world. The big question. Why are they so angry if we don't have the numbers? Why are they so volatile?
Oh, you should see how mad on X they get, because I've said it to a couple of them, like, "Oh, we don't have the numbers? Don't worry about it then. Stay home, have a beer. You don't need to come. You don't need to vote at all. Just stay home." They get so mad.
I don't need much of a disguise for that one. Just the kilt. Right, you. Where's your shitter? I got a turtle head poking out. Oh, it's squidgy.
I'll take a crap. That
I got
smells
a
like
crap.
shit on a
I got a
pine
crap
tree.
sitting on deck that could choke a donkey. Oh, and I'm not kidding.
You know, when you're in an apartment hallway and the smell of everybody's cooking and it's all mixed together, that plus crap.
Oh my goodness. You know, why did Mike Myers have to do the elbows up thing? It just ruined it for me. It really ruined it for me.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I'll tell you,
one of our favorites, both of us.
You should show up with John talking to Albertans. I wouldn't want him risking anything by showing up with me if I was doing that. I like John. Met his wife at the slow roll. Both very nice people. I wouldn't want to do that to John.
I feel like you would get a lot more hate than John just by existing. Like, you wouldn't even have to do anything and people would be screaming at you.
It's, yeah, if I went there even dressed as Trump, I'd probably get torn to shreds. Like, the people there would be nuts. They'd be so angry. No. A guy looks like a 60s hippie has consumed too much fun products. The chickens come home to roost. Yeah, wow. It's what? I wasn't doing Shrek.
It's Mike Myers uses the same voice for Shrek and Fat Bastard.
Oh, that wasn't very nice. It's just a donkey. Let's do some Q&A. Let's do some. He does have a reputation to keep, and you know what? He doesn't need to sully it by being around the likes of the Fringe. I don't know if you know, there's a lot of people, they don't like me very much. They don't like me very much these days.
Type question in front of your question and ask
Type
away.
question in front of your question. Ask away. Are we at 1,000 likes yet?
It's question period here on the Fringe. We can answer your questions. We'll
this
talk
is
for
the
5
premiere.
minutes and
This
say
is
nothing.
the premiere of our. It's the premiere of our tier goals. We haven't hit 500 in supers, so we're not giving away a hoodie yet. Have we hit 1,000 likes so we can at least give away a hat tonight? We don't want to fail all 3 tiers on the first night that we're doing it. 929. Wow, guys. Nobody wants free shit. Unknown. This is question. So now, Derek, you understand why Americans are increasingly disliking Canada and need to increase our border with our military to keep China away. I'm not disagreeing. Just keep them away from Alberta. Just have a little opening in Alberta and you'll be fine. That's all you got to do. Okay.
China, people in India, the Arabs infiltrate through here too. Border is porous. Way easier to get in from up here than down south.
Rocky Mountain Duke, will Danielle Smith resign before the AGM? I believe she will. I think
so?
she will. My personal opinion is that I believe she will, because John Bolton had a theory. He pitched it with Rob Anders, and he's not the only one to have that theory. Because again, I talked to people in the legislature. They've said that theory sounds plausible when you line things up. However, you can't confirm anything until somebody actually does something. But the theory is that no matter what happens in this referendum, Danielle knows the optics that she's torched her base. She has one of two options when everything's done. She can hope that Albertans hold their nose and vote for her over Nenshi, or she can take the high road and walk away no matter what the outcome is and look like the hero for the rest of Canada. And that helps her and poises her in a good position if she wants to ever run against Pierre Poilievre for leader of the Conservative Party of Canada. So what that does, again, the two scenarios, if we win the vote on October 19th and start the binding referendum, I can't lead a party, even though I'll respect the outcome. I'm going to step away, and I want to remain with Canada. I think Albertans maybe need to see a Canada that works for them, however she wants to phrase it. I think that's her out where she still looks good. If Thomas Lukaszik's question wins October 19th, she can once again say, I think my base or my voters don't favor that I selected Canada to remain with Alberta. I want a united Canada and a sovereign Alberta. I'm going to step away and allow a new leader and try to show Albertans that Canada can work. Again, it puts her in a good position on both fronts to eye leader of the opposition when it becomes available. So it's either those two options or hope that everybody holds your nose and votes for you to stay. Or you just bow out altogether and stay out of politics for the rest of your life. I don't know. I think she will resign because she has torched her base. I don't want her to resign. Again, I think she's done an okay job, minus the MOUs and the independence front. She's done good things for Alberta. But everywhere I go, everyone I talk to, everyone who votes for her, people on this channel, they all say the same thing. I'm done with her. I've said the same thing. I won't vote for her if she doesn't give me a reason. And the problems that I have are too high on the scale, not because it doesn't suit my narrative, but because I thought she was better than that, especially keeping neutral when it came to independence. I just can't get behind it. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
That's a pretty quick one to answer. Is the October 17th rally at the Ledge as well?
Yes, it is.
There we go.
Is Derek and Danielle related? No, not at all. Question: the Fringe is being a celebrity will tell us how to think now. No, I am not a celebrity, and I will never tell you how to think. You know what I'll tell you to think? Think for yourself. Think for yourself. Don't listen to people like me. Think for yourself. Take what I say and decide what you want to do with it. But make up your own mind. Don't be like people who are, tuned into the CBC and listen to whatever they tell them. Think for yourselves. That's the only way we're going to save this country. Grumpy Albertan question: how many times are we going to have to ask to leave? Quebec is at 3. I'm hoping Alberta only has to ask once. We'll see.
There are other alternatives to asking.
Who do we replace Danielle Smith with at the AGM? I don't know. We'll have to see. I know Jeff Rath has talked about a few contenders. So has Mitch. Again, I'd have to look into them. We would have time to look into them before we vote. Tanya Clemens? Well, if she put her hat in, I'd vote for her in a heartbeat. Are you kidding? I don't think she will. But if she did, absolutely, I'd vote for Tanya Clemens.
Why are all the best people unwilling to run? We want Keith. We want Tanya.
Are we winning this? Yeah.
That's not you answered your own question. And I get oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Did you hear the gas prices are going up 25 cents a liter September 7th? I heard that on Monday. Yeah. Well, so after the Labor Day long weekend, that's when the excise tax Mark Carney put in ends. So yeah, it'll shoot up. It'll shoot up. And Pierre Poilievre's already been
supposed to go up too.
Yeah. Pierre Poilievre was calling on Carney to halt it. It's not going to happen. Or it'll go up for a little bit and then he'll halt it to try and look like a good guy. What will happen with food? Will it be the responsibility of the business, or will we need new trade deals? You tell me. I don't know.
It'd be nice if you could get Alberta beef in Alberta for cheaper than beef from Australia. That'd be nice.
Yeah. I don't know if you know that. Beef from Australia is cheaper here than the beef we sell and produce here.
And the beef from here is cheaper in Vietnam than it is here.
Yep.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know. I don't know. If you really think Danielle Smith will resign, then You should put some money down on Kalshi and make a few bucks. I don't like putting money down. I'm not a gambler. I don't like doing Polymarket.
Mike's always talking about Polymarket and running things.
I know. Look, here's the thing, guys. Everything I say here is speculation. Again, I talk to people within politics. We've played the clip of Rob Anders. We've done it all. Even when it comes to Pierre. Like, do I think Pierre should run another election? Yes. And the reason I do think he should is because he took the seat in Battle River Crowfoot so that he could run again and remain leader of the opposition. If he felt that strongly about it, then he should remain at the helm unless his party ousts him, which I don't see them doing. You know, so many people are running around saying, well, Pierre's lost 7 MPs to floor crossings and people leaving. So's Mark Carney. He's lost 7 as well. And there's a huge deal going on with a little man from China right now. So we're not going to get into that yet. China. But China, they have to have the China. But regardless, they've both lost 7. So if you're going to hold Pierre to that candle, you should hold Mark Carney the same one. But regardless, I wouldn't put anything on Polymarket. I know the Conservatives have floated around if Pierre goes, who replaces him.
Who said
Again, that came straight from Rob Anders.
Who said that she would cross?
She would run as a Conservative and cross the Liberals. Tinfoil hat much? Nobody
said that.
What? Nobody.
We said she was going to quit provincial politics and run federally for the Conservatives. Nobody here mentioned
possibly
the Liberals.
Possibly. Speculatively.
Allegedly.
You're gonna get the trolls in here, that the hate watchers.
That reminds me, the meteor shower is going to start soon. Everybody go outside and touch grass and look at the meteor shower.
Oh, well, we got clouds everywhere. We're not going to see it.
Oh, you guys aren't going to see shit. Any more questions?
Nilok paid $2,100 for a quarter cow. Works out to $8 across the $8 a pound across the board. I mean, great. Bad. Do you think Larry Brock will spill the beans? No, I think Larry Brock's going to go do what he wanted to do. He's going to further his career in as a prosecutor. I don't think no. There's no beans to spill. Guys, you know who did a really good video on it? Northern Perspective. Northern did a really good video and really good coverage on what's happening with Larry Brock. A lot of people jumping the gun on that one. It's just him doing what he wants to do. I like Larry Brock. I've never had an issue with Larry Brock, especially if you ever watch committees. He's done a bang-up job under the Conservatives. I think he's going to do great things as a prosecutor. We'll see.
I think Derek has said he wants to claim the $100 bill.
What should we put on our money for Alberta? The Fringe.
Yeah, Derek's face on the 100.
I'm sure people will lose their minds on that one.
What do you want? My face on the $1 bill.
Snow with a $5. I keep pushing to run because we need a new Ralph Klein. I think you'd definitely be close. Yeah, look, I'd love to come in, swinging in and say, I'm running this bitch. But the problem is, folks, again, I'm a YouTuber. A lot of people, you got to remember, a lot of people don't know who the hell I am. And I don't know if I'd want that kind of stress. I really don't. I literally said to my wife today, I would never want Danielle's job because I can't imagine. I get freaked out when my analytics go up and down and when, the revenue's not where it needs to be and things. I can't imagine what it's like when, 3 million, 5 million people are all mad at you.
The difference is when they're all mad at you, it doesn't affect your paycheck.
Well, that's true. That's true. But still, I don't, it is a horrible job. It is. There it is. It's a horrible job. I wouldn't want it because look, every decision you make, you have to actually sit there and think about, I think this is best. This is what I think is best and what my people would want. And then you make the decision and find out, 30% of them are pissed off at you. And now they're outside asking for you to leave. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that kind of job. I mean, I'd love if I could go in there and make everybody happy and do the right things and be a good leader. I'd love to, but got an update from Jason Levine. Saturday the 15th event at the Whistle Stop is now free. Jason got sponsors, so no tickets are required now. If you guys want to go up, there's a music deal going on.
Is that
entertainment at the Whistle Stop on the 15th? So 3 days from now.
Okay, so is that September or August 15th? August. Okay.
August 15th. Go check it out at the Whistle Stop if you haven't already, or if you didn't have plans. The new bus looks good.
Pretty fly.
Allie with a $2 Batmaning is expensive. I need my super chats. Guys, I appreciate it.
What else we got?
We're almost wrapping up here. Where's the likes at? What do we have for likes? Somebody want to update us on that? Let's one of the reasons while we're waiting, 990 guys.
I'm not saying that in Christopher Freeland voice, but the Edmonton rally is October 17th.
Yeah, there's also one at the end of the month. Mitch Sylvester's got one at the legislature.
The 29th.
I don't have the date pulled up.
Well, you can look at the chat for a minute. I'll go look it up.
Hang on one second here. What was I going to pull up? I was going to talk about one of the other reasons I didn't want that job, but I can't remember what it is now. Real people in public power being held accountable is true democracy. I agree. All right, we hit 1K right at the end of the show, guys. Disappointing. Matt, you're mute.
Sorry, I mute it when I'm typing so I don't clack my keyboard. I said, "You disappoint me."
There you go. You know what's not disappointing? This right here. Thank you to Squid. Thank you to Squid for doing that one. Let's do a giveaway for a hat, I guess. Alberta Mansega was number 1,000. There you go. Let's do a hat giveaway. Why is Matt muted?
Because I'm randomly typing. I'm trying to find out the date for that independence thing.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now.
All right, come on. You do it then. I was having
trouble. That's not the email. Hang on. I'll look up the date and then we're going to do a giveaway. So everybody stick around. We're going to give away a hat.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. While Derek is looking up and spinning the wheel, are there any further questions? I will be in town in all
Somebody
my
wanted
glory.
to see the bus. Somebody wanted to see the bus. Can you pull up Let's Talk Alberta's new bus?
Yes. It's not Let's Talk Alberta's. It's what's his face from the Whistle Stop.
August 29th. The rally is at the legislature Saturday, August 29th from 1 to 4 p.m. The Fringe will be there. I've been asked to speak there. I'm still debating if I'm going to. I mean, I want to be there for Mitch, but I'll tell you, some of the shit that's come my way in the last little bit.
I'm drawing a blank. What's the dude's name from the Whistle Stop?
Chris Scott.
Chris Scott.
You got to look. Let's Talk Alberta. Here, I'll find it.
Let's see who's first.
There's the bus.
I was just saying, I'm scrolling down. He didn't post a picture of his own damn bus.
This is right here. There it is. Let's Talk Alberta. Posted it on their account. There's the bus. There's the shiny bus.
It's pretty cool.
It's
that's a nicer bus too than the Unity bus, by the way. Like that's way more
much nicer.
Upgrade.
And I bet it purrs better too. But I've had some family stuff come up where it's just like, I don't know if I want to be speaking. You know what it was? I went to a funeral. And I actually heard from some family afterwards that say, I've seen what you do on YouTube and your mother would be disappointed at what you turned into. And it's like, you didn't know my mother as well as you think you did. She used to say Alberta should be the next Dubai. She did not agree with liberal politics whatsoever, even though the majority of her family from Manitoba were. It's hard to go up on a stage and talk sometimes when your own family's telling you that you suck at life. And I'm not saying it affects me, but it does weigh down a little bit.
You don't even question those people. Who cares?
No, but you do question, like, should I be up on that stage screaming at people, getting them hyped up? maybe I should step back and let the adults talk for a while. Look, I'm going to be there. I'm 99% going to be speaking because Mitch asked, and Mitch is a friend. I consider Mitch a very good friend, and I want independence. So we'll, yeah, you know what it is, folks? I've been a little weird this week because when I went to that funeral on Monday, I'd seen my uncle, and it's the first time I'd seen him since my mother passed. And he looks identical face-wise to my grandmother because, you know, they're related, and a lot like my mom's face, like the structure. And I didn't expect it because to me, it's just, I'm going to see my uncle at this funeral. And when I saw him, it was like I saw my mom for a second. Like, I see my mother's picture every single day when I come downstairs. I always tell her I love her. And I see the picture every day. But you know, like when you look at somebody's picture all the time, you see it all the time, but then you see them in person. And it's just like, you still feel like, even though you've looked at their picture all the time, you haven't seen them in forever. It was kind of like that when I saw my uncle, and it caught me off guard because I hadn't seen any of my mom's family since she passed away, really. And it just kind of hit me like, I'm never going to see her again, if that makes sense. And I know I'm never going to see her again because she's gone. But it kind of just hit me like at that moment, like all I want to do is talk to her, and I'm never going to see her again. And it kind of bummed me out. So when those discussions come from other family, yeah, it's hard to sit and feel like you're doing the right thing sometimes. Just a downer moment, but I'll be at the rally and I'll talk, and I'll make her proud. So I hope everybody comes out on the 29th. I hope everybody's going to be there. Steve says we took the bus to Edmonton yesterday. Sweet ride. I heard you guys were in Rundle Park. I should have come to that. I should have been to that. Yeah, anybody, the reason I was talking about that isn't a feel sorry for me moment or anything. What I'm talking about is, if you haven't, make sure you take time to spend time with your family and appreciate those moments, because there comes a point in time where those moments are gone and you start saying, wished I had more time. Teresa with the event that Jason Levine did last night with Ron Robinson, former Edmonton Police Service investigator, said he thinks Danielle will cross to the Liberals in the federal government. Well, that's his opinion. I haven't covered it. I haven't talked about it. If she does, it'll be the biggest mistake she ever makes.
That would be ridiculous.
I'll tell you why. A lot of people in the East like Danielle Smith because they're not necessarily in tune with the referendum. If Danielle crossed to the Liberals, that would shatter any kind of staying power that she has out East. People wouldn't like her anymore. Ali says, if we fail, I'll request a refund on my super chats. Absolutely. You feel free. I'll happily put in those. Put that in. Humble Hungarian with a $10. To those of you independence volunteers, stay safe out there. Don't hand out signs by yourself. Always be and have a phone handy. Things are going to escalate as we get closer to independence. Yeah, they are. And they're ramping up. I've seen a lot of people who do independence videos on YouTube starting to get attacked, starting to get pushed back. There's a lot of people trying to make sure that our voices aren't heard, and it's going to ramp up the closer we get to October. So keep.
We should do like a bait table. I'll sit at it. I'll hunch down, pretend I'm small, and I'll hold an independence sign, and we'll get them to come yell at me, and then I'll talk to them.
Sure. I'm just spinning the wheel here. Kevin Marshall. Is Kevin Marshall still in the stream? Kevin Marshall?
Kevin Marshall. Make yourself known in the chat.
You have been selected. Where's Kevin Marshall?
No, Panina, I didn't shave, actually. But I am as single as ever. Thank you.
Where's Kevin Marshall? And here's the thing, guys. If Kevin Marshall hasn't chimed in by the time we got to move on, I'm not, because that happened where somebody wasn't around, and then they say, well, they were here, and it's no, they weren't. And I got yelled at forever for that one. If Kevin Marshall's here, speak up.
We gave him like a solid 10 minutes to show up, or maybe 5 minutes.
No. We gave it a few minutes, but we're running a live show. If they don't chime in quickly, then they're not paying attention. I know some people get up and go to the bathroom and stuff, but we can't help that. If they're not here, they're not here. I'm going to give it another 10 seconds for Kevin Marshall, and then we'll redraw if we don't see him in the chat. Waiting. Yeah, people are able to add him, so like he should be there. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. Okay, I'm going to fire up the wheel. If he doesn't chime in by the time I get it spinning again, we're on to the next one. It's okay because Kevin Marshall will just go back onto the pile. He'll just be... Okay, that's it. Kevin Marshall's out. I've got the wheel fired up. Sorry, Kevin. You're back in rotation for any of our other future giveaways. Why isn't it loading? Let's go. Rex Maddox. Rex Maddox. Is Rex in the stream?
We mustn't fight. We mustn't dwell. We can't. Not on Rex Maddox Day.
Oh, don't even quote that movie.
I love
Rex
that movie.
Manning, wasn't it? Or was it
Yes.
Rex Manning?
It's Rex Manning.
Rex Maddox. Is Rex here? There's
There
Rex.
it is.
Rex Maddox, congratulations. You've won an Unacceptable Fringe hat, courtesy of the stream. Again, thanks for the 1,000 likes, everybody. Rex, head over to the shop. Take a look at our hats. We have them in white. We have them in black. Send me a screenshot of the hat you want with all of your shipping information, including a phone number, because they do need that in case you're not home when they try to deliver. Do that within 24 hours over to Unacceptable Fringe. YT@gmail.
Say no more, mon amour.
Unacceptable Fringe YT@gmail.com. Please email me within 24 hours which hat you want, and I'll get that shipped out to you as soon as possible. I want to thank everybody in the live stream tonight for coming in and hanging out. We got just over halfway to the 500. So we'll see if we can get a hoodie giveaway on Friday's show with Mrs. Fringe. I'm looking forward to that. Tune into the channel tomorrow, folks. I got a whopper for you on the whole trade deals, things we were talking about here with Mark Carney, and a lot of things that are going to go on. A lot of things are going to get crazy, ladies and gentlemen.
Tiff gets more likes than me, so maybe you'll be able to do it on Friday.
We'll maybe do a hoodie giveaway Friday and a t-shirt. I'd like to do both. We'll have a new t-shirt available for you in the shop on Friday as well, folks. From myself, from Matt, from everybody here at the Fringe, have a wonderful night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, everyone.